1. How to do exceptional handling in stored procedure. SQL Server use try and catch block to execute the errors. For example, the statement in a begin try block, and if there is some errors, the engine will jump immediately to this catch block. In this catch block, there is some system functions to show the errors information. For example, the errors number, message, procedure state, severity, and length. If the statement do not have any errors, the engine will jump to these other options to execute. While this try and catch block cannot be used in user-defined functions. Question 2. What's with rank appeal option in stored procedure? There is a difference between stored procedure and view, because the view, if we run the same queries, the SQL Server will generate the new execution plan again and again. But stored procedure, it will just use the old execution plan, and but sometimes we need to use the new execution plan, because if there is some parameter sniffing issues, and we always need to recompile and so avoid catch the plan being reused. Um, this is with recompile. Well, for the option recompile, its statement level comment and can very distinct advantage over this with recompile, because it does not require the whole stored procedure to be recompiled. So for large stored procedure, time and CPU cycle are not spent on unnecessary recompiles. We can see this example. With recompile, it shows with recompile, and the SQL Server, for example, if we use to execute these parameters, or string is none, and then with recompile, it will recompile all of those parameters, and this is none. So it will use the index again. But for option recompile, it might be here. It's an option, and so it will avoid the unnecessary search recompiles. For example, it just all of the use the parameters, but do not use the none. So this is the advantage that with option recompile benefit with the with recompile, and but if we do not have some parameters in the stored procedure, so both these might be not good, because we don't want to increase the server's CPU use. And question 3, how to do the performance tuning of stored procedure. Performance tuning means counting down the runtime, CPU use size, and query cost. So we have a lot of methods to improve the performance. Use set non-count on. Sometimes there have a lot of select and DML queries. If we do not use set non-count on, the SQL Server will execute such kind of select statement, and have some unnecessary rebanks. So we need to set non-count on. And we usually use qualified procedure names. And also, we use SP execute SQL instead of execute for dynamic queries. Let's have an example. For these dynamic queries, if we just use execute, and the execution plan will execute tails. But if we use execute SP, execute SQL, and the dynamic queries parameters, and then it will just execute one time. So also we use if exist and select, and we will qualify. We will select some columns that instead of select stars. So this reduce the CPU use. Avoid naming user.procedure as SP procedure name. We use USP. Use set-based queries whenever possible and keep transactions short